My name is Maria Kiialainen, and I'm based from Helsinki, from Finland. I have an exhibition here in A-Galerii in Windows called Ornaments of the Forest Floor. It's based on my exploration on wearable sculpture, nature and storytelling. I originally trained as a glass artisan in Finland, and through my studies I got an internship in Germany, in Berlin, at Berlin Glass FA, and I was working as a glass painting instructor, and so I moved after my studies to Germany, and somehow life brought me to study more, and I went to study jewelry at Burg Giebelstein Art University in Halle. It was kind of unexpected. I didn't really plan it, even though my background, or my mother, she was a glass artist, and she also made jewelry. So I kind of followed her footsteps. But Halle opened me a lot of things. It kind of connected things together. In Halle, I was very fortunate. I had 3 different professors in a time when I studied: Daniel Kruger, Nanna Meland, and Hans Stoffer. And they were very different characters, and they gave all very different aspects for jewelry making, from technique to concept. And what was wonderful in the book was the enameling workshop. It somehow made sense that I as my background was in glass, so it made sense that I melt glass over metal. I wanted to tell about mushrooms today. This is the theme of the exhibition, and how I started that is I was studying the last years in university, and I lost a big part of my family in the times when I was studying, and as I was many years abroad and far away from home, I started to think about my roots. And when I thought about roots and what is my roots, I thought about mushrooms, because for me, mushroom they wake up these memories of family time. We went to forest. We went from morning until evening, I think, or so it felt like. Or until it get dark, and then we cleaned the mushrooms in the evening, and it was practically the all day work. So I started with my diploma work to portray mushrooms, and my diploma work was called Between Visible and Invisible Worlds. It was related to this realization that mushrooms spread this big network, this rhizome, the mycelium under the earth. And I started to make these wearable sculptures. And why I say wearable sculptures? Because I feel my work exists alone in the installation, and they are like sculptures. Also the size and the form, language. But they come also to the body, and I feel the connection to body is very important. As I through bringing these mushrooms, And as we think about mushrooms, often we think about the fruiting body, what comes visible in the forest. But actually, the mushroom is a big network, and this mycelium, it spreads all around. And I wanted to spread this mycelium on the body and kind of connect and bring this connection to the body of nature, and kind of reminding of us also that we are also part of nature, even sometimes this thought gets lost. So I want to show you one piece. This is the Amanita muscaria. This is probably the most famous mushroom of all times. And this piece is a hat, so it comes to the head. It's not maybe most wearable piece. I wouldn't maybe go around on the streets with this, or who knows. I use this old silk thread. This is actually for curtains. I bought it in a flea market, and this silk thread, it kind of reminded me very much of the mycelium. Or I would imagine it looks like this under the earth. Here at A-Galerii there is displayed 3 windows, and each window there is own landscape. The landscape are based from one certain forest in Helsinki. It's my home forest, so to say. The nearby, it's called Stansvik, and unfortunately it's under threat of deforestation now. They're cutting down the trees to build apartments. It's very sad, and I felt it's very important to document this forest now. In this exhibition, I thought I will represent these landscapes, the decayed wood, leaf forest, and grassland. I took a shot of each landscape, and through working with Photoshop, I made a base for silk screening, and the same one picture I multiplied and I rotated it, and through this I tried to show the way how I move in the forest. My pattern of movement is very simple. I go around always in the same spot, because I believe if you find one mushroom, there must be more mushrooms. So I just spot one, and then I go the same spot around, scanning every angle. And through these covers for the exhibition, I kind of rotated in the same pattern I would move in the forest. The front side of the covers shows the forest ground, and the back side is the dark underground, where a kind of an idea of this network, what is happening under the earth. When I start working on my pieces, the first thing is the research, actually. So I go in forest, and I look around, and what I find, I photograph it, and then I try to recognize which mushroom is which. I don't know all of them. I need to use books and internet for my help sometime, and I start to read about them, the biological texts, how about the ecology and different facts. And I write texts myself after I collect the information. I write for each piece or each species. I write own text. And for this exhibition, I made this kind of a little booklet, ornaments of the forest floor. There are each piece or each species, and a small text about it. I can read you one. This is Lycogala epidendrum. Each piece is called by its Latin name always. So wolf's milk slime, its etymology tells the name comes from a Greek lykos, a wolf, and the gala milk, referring to the pink liquid inside of the young spheres. Its appearance, a small cushion-like fruiting bodies scattered across rotting logs. Fresh ones are soft pink to salmon, and later they harden to grey-brown crust. Ecology. This slime mold thrives at decaying wood, feeding on microorganisms and recycling nutrients back into the forest floor. And then I write always a small story. So long ago, people believed those pink blobs were a spit of wolves. Today, children press them just to watch the milk ooze out. Neither a plant, animal, not true fungus, it occupies its own mysterious kingdom. A reminder that the forest holds lives beyond our categories. There is the text, but then there is the piece itself. So I let myself inspired from the real mushrooms, the form, the size, the color. But through working with different materials and techniques, sometimes the process leads to something else. It's not always one-to-one. So I give space for my own interpretation also. And lately I've been interested in spore prints. It became my new hobby. I am collecting spore prints from mushrooms. So when I go in a forest, I not only photograph the mushrooms, but I also collect them, and all kinds, not only eatable. And then I go home and I cut the leg off from the mushroom, and I place the hat over the paper, and I put a lid over, and over the night the spores, they fell down to the paper. And I've made a kind of a huge collage. I'm collecting constantly new ones. I have hundreds of the spore prints, and I'm planning to grow my collection very big. And one of my pieces here in exhibition, the Rusula vinosa. This is made by using the actual spore print. So I transformed the real spore print. I scanned it and worked it digitally to transfer on transfer paper. I make kind of a decal and enameled it. So this is some technique I like to explore more. My future plans is I'm going to. The plan is to make enough mushroom species that I can collect them to a book. I like to make a bigger publication with all kind of different species. And I like to also interview different mushroom hunters and people who visit forest and how they visit it. And this is the first plan, and I think it will take years until I come to that. And meanwhile, I also got very into textile. Actually, through this exhibition, I was very happy to work with something more softer than metal for a change. So I realized textile gives a big possibility to expand in size, which I like to create bigger installations and kind of bigger forests. Bring the forest in the city, in the galleries, and yeah.